What's up, guys? I'm BTC. There's a supposed Hero 29 leak, and another Overwatch agent may have turned secret Talon leader. I'm going to talk about the leak in just a minute, and I'll explain my reasons for why I think it's real or fake. But first, I want to share with you guys something really awesome that I discovered after I finished making my Hero 29 video. In the Ana Origins trailer, it showed some of her history, how she got injured, and some other stuff. It also included this image, which has some of the very earliest members of Overwatch. You can see Reaper, Ana, a very young Pharah, Soldier 76, Reinhardt McCree, Mercy, Torbjorn, and then there's two unknown characters. You have the female on the right, and then the male on the left. Now, originally, we thought that the guy on the left was someone known as Lau, who is one of the founding members of Overwatch, but it was later confirmed that is not Lau, it is in fact someone else. After I uploaded my Hero 29 video earlier today, I went back and looked at some of the images that I had used, and by sheer chance, these two images happened to be right next to each other. And I noticed something instantly, and I don't know if anyone else has mentioned this before, they've discovered it, maybe they have, I don't know. But I've never seen anyone talk about this, and this is the first time that I noticed it as well, so that's why I'm bringing it up right now. Because this character on the left is supposed to be one of the early members of Overwatch, and then this character right here is one of the leaders of Talon, because he's at this big Talon leadership meeting, and he's sitting at the table with Moira and Doomfist and Maximilian and all those other people, so he's very important. And I went and I actually compared the mohawks. That's what we're doing now, guys. We're comparing mohawks. And I looked, and it's the exact same. Even the number of spikes in the hair is the exact same. The same build, the same kind of shirt, the same arm muscle build and all that sort of stuff. This character, like, I even flipped it so you can look at the mohawk and compare it a little bit more. This guy, who is one of the early members of Overwatch, is almost certainly now one of the leaders of Talon. And that's kind of interesting because you had Reaper, Gabriel Reyes, who was in Overwatch, and now he's a leader of Talon. You had Moira, who was an important part of the Blackwatch Overwatch organization, and now she's a leader of Talon. And it looks like this guy also went from Overwatch to Talon. I have no idea who he is. Blizzard has never said anything about him. We know he's not Lau. That's pretty much all we know. But I don't know if this has been brought up before. I don't know if anybody's ever made this Mohawk connection. Maybe they have. But this is the first time I noticed it. So I noticed this, and I thought it was pretty cool. And since I took the time to actually compare the Mohawks, I figured I would share it with you guys. But it does look like another Overwatch agent has turned to Talon and is now one of their leaders. The last time we had a leak from a supposed inside source at Blizzard that had good information that turned out to be true was a very long time ago. It was way back before even Orisa was announced. In fact, it was the very leak that announced Orisa being added to the game. And there was lots of other incredibly accurate info in it as well, about the Lunar New Year, about the Maze animation, about the Orisa character, Doomfist, all that sort of stuff. But ever since then, there have been tons and tons and tons of fake leaks. In fact, you can even find fake leak generators online, and you can go and generate your own Overwatch fake leak. So it's very difficult whenever some of this new stuff gets dropped to really believe any of it. And this latest one seems to be pretty much fake as well. Now, there's stuff about World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, StarCraft, Diablo. I'm not going to go through that stuff. We're just going to talk about the Overwatch stuff. So the first thing is cinematic with McCree, Reaper, Sombra, and Nemesis. So McCree is the popular choice for getting an animation at Blizzcon. There's a lot of different hints that kind of point to that. But if they show an animation for McCree, it's probably going to be when he was first recruited into the Blackwatch organization by Gabriel Reyes. So it makes sense for McCree and Reaper. But Sombra, at that time, she was just a little kid. So it wouldn't make any sense for Sombra to be in it at all, unless it's taking place in present day and maybe there's a flashback or something like that. I mean, maybe they could do it like that, kind of like what they did with the Reinhardt one, but that one seems kind of fishy right out of the gate. And then the Nemesis character is supposed to be Hero 29, a cyborg with railgun abilities like high jumps, electric net, regeneration, and call down nuke. So electric net is more CC. I don't really think they're going to add more stuff like that anytime soon. So that right out of the gate is like, yeah, I don't know about that. Call Down Nuke also seems kind of weird. I mean, there is an ability in the game that is already effectively a nuke, and that's Diva's mech, so I don't know if they would do that. Also, I don't know how it would even work in all of the structures when you're inside of a building and you're supposed to call something down from the sky. Like, it just doesn't really seem like it would work all that well. And then more Blizzard World skins: Zenyatta Monk, Mercy Spirit Healer, Genji Blademaster, Sorceress Symmetra, Fallen Junkrat, Kerrigan Diva, Winston Primal Zerg. So all of these are kind of generic, bland things. Yeah, sure, they could work. Fallen Junkrat was in Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if they would actually do that. If they're going to do something, it probably wouldn't be that. I don't think they would just replicate what they did in Heroes of the Storm. Kerrigan Diva doesn't make any sense because we already have Kerrigan for Widowmaker, so they're really, I just don't see that. Unless it was like the Queen of Blades version of Kerrigan, but again, that one seems kind of no right there. And then Winston Primal Zerg, sure, maybe, but I don't know, it's just kind of iffy. And then the next one is Story Game Mode Announcement and Details. PvE missions that are not tied to seasonal events unlocked with credits or in new loot boxes. That seems just completely wrong. I do not see Blizzard doing that at all, ever. Because one, you can't buy credits. You can only get credits from duplicate items, which means people that are very high level who have lots of extra credits would be able to get it, but people that don't have all the items yet, that don't have very high levels, wouldn't be able to access it unless they bought an absolute ton of loot boxes in order to get lots of duplicates, and I do not see that happening at all, ever. So this just looks completely fake to me. So that's my thoughts on the supposed leak. Honestly, I was more excited about the Mohawk discovery. Again, I don't know if anybody else has noticed it before. I've never heard anything about it, and this was the first time I recognized it, so I thought it was cool. Anyways, what do you guys think? Leak, real, fake, and more importantly, what about the Mohawk? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.